This is approximately where the car was in this position when I heard the first shot. And when I heard the first shot fired, I turned to my left and looked up at the building. I knew it came from over my head and from that building. And then I turned back around, and there was two shots rapidly, and I saw that Kennedy was hit.
And there was more time between the first and second shot?
Oh, yes. The first shot, and there was a pause, and then there was bam, bam.
And there was more time between the first and second shot?
Oh, yes. The first shot, and there was a pause, and then there was bam, bam.
Make a decision with, and I saw the president grab his neck. And then by that time, there was two falling shots, just like a pow, pow. There was two falling shots, just like a pow, pow.
You hear all the stories about how many shots there were. Bang, bang, bang. And they bang, bang, bang. And they bang, bang, bang. And they bang, bang, bang. And they...
Mr. Barrows, how many shots did you hear?
There were 3 shots, and these were spaced with 1 shot, then a pause, and then 2 shots in very close order, such as perhaps...
Barrows, how many shots did you hear?
There were 3 shots, and these were spaced with 1 shot, then a pause, and then 2 shots in very close order, such as perhaps almost on top of each other, while there was some pause between the first and the second shots.
My witness interview with a Mrs. Jean Hill. Here is the interview.
What is your name, ma'am?
Jean Hill.
From Dallas?
That's right.
And did you see the shooting, miss?
Yes, sir.
Can you describe what happened?
Yes, sir.
Will you do that now?
They were driving along, and we were the only people in this area on our side, and the shots came from directly across the street from us. And just as the president's car became directly even with us, we took one look at him, and about that time 2 shots rang out just as he looked up. Just as the president looked up, and these 2 shots rang out, and he grabbed his chest, and it looked like he was in pain, and he fell over in the seat, and Junkie fell over on him and said, "My God, he's been shot." After that, more shots rang out, and the car sped away.
Now, what kind of car was that?
What kind of a car was it? The president's car.
I mean, where did the shots come from?
The shots came from the hill.
From the hill?
Yes. It was just east of the underpass.
The president looked up, and just as he looked up, 2 shots rang out, and he grabbed his chest, and this real odd look came over his face, and he pitched forward onto her lap. And she jumped up over him at that and screamed and said, "My God, he's been shot." And there was just an instantaneous, sort of an instant's pause, and in the motorcade it momentarily halted, and 3 or 4 more shots rang out, and they sped away real quickly.
There was 3 or 4 real close together, and it was must have been the first one that shot him, because that was the time I took the picture. And during that time, after I took the picture and the shots were still being fired, I decided I better get on the ground.
Did people lie down on the ground?
I just know.
Well, how did it happen? Who saw it happen? We have some eyewitness reports. ABC's Bill Lord interviewed some people. First, a Dallas policeman, an eyewitness to the shooting.
Jim Cheney, I understand that you were riding next to the president's car when the assassination took place. I was riding on the right rear fender. What happened? Well, we had proceeded west on Elm Street at approximately 15 to 20 miles an hour. When we heard the first shot, I thought it was a motorcycle backfiring. And I looked back over to my left, and also President Kennedy looked back over his left shoulder. Then when the second shot came, I looked back just in time to see the president struck in the face by the second bullet. He slung forward into Miss Kennedy's lap, and when it was apparent to me that we were being fired upon, I went ahead of the president's car to informed Chief Curry that the president had been hit, and then he instructed us over there to take him to Parkland Hospital, and he had Parkland Hospital stand by. I went on up ahead of notify the officers that were leading the escort that he had been hit and was going to have to move out.
You did not see the person who fired the shot?
No, sir. It was back over my right shoulder.
What preventive measures had been taken to preclude such an incident?
I don't know what had done that part of town.
All right, fine. Thank you. This patrolman was so close to the president that following the 3 shots, his uniform was spattered with blood.
People said that the shots came from up and indicated toward the freight yard back in that area. I ran across the street and helped a motorcycle officer, I don't know who it was, a motorcycle officer over the fence, and then he pulled me over the fence. He went to the south back toward the U.S. Post Office there, the terminal annex there for the post office, and I went back to the north into the freight yard searching for anybody that may be trying to leave the scene.
We were going down this Elm Street with my door open. I heard at least 2 shots.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route.
I saw Youngblood jump in the back seat with the vice president. It turned out he had jumped on the vice president and pushed him down to the seat and floorboard as much as he could to, get him below the level of the car so that he'd be more protected. Of course, I'd already heard the 3rd shot, and when I first looked out to the right, I saw people dropping to the ground up on this grassy knoll there, and the sound came from the right, and I just assumed that that's where the shooting was taking place from that location. When I heard the shots, I was already looking to the right, and we were nearly opposite the grassy knoll. I saw people drop to the ground. I thought that's where it was coming from.
There's numerous people running up the hill alongside Elm Street, there by the Simmons Freeway.
And the car slowed up. About the 2nd shot, it seemed like we were going too slow, and we were back in, I thought, speed that would require agents to be around the vice president's car, especially